We are so happy today in this session. We have with us Deepthi Joy to give a brief introduction on Deepthi. In today's session on job readiness, we are proud and we are privileged that Deepthi is here, a software professional with nearly 8 years of work experience with her in design, in coding and implementation of enterprise applications using Java and J2EE technologies. She is also a daughter, a wife, and mother of two school-going children. When I first spoke to Deepthi, she came across as someone who is very quiet, a quiet person who doesn't like to talk much and things like that. But as we went deeper into our conversation, behind that stillness and quietness, I found a person who was very self-confident and made priorities in life which were the right choices and was very chosen in her life's journey. I'm happy to share with you that she gives a lot of credit of her success story to Aspire for her, because when she decided for a career comeback, she tells me that Aspire for her had made a meaningful and impactful role on her decision making. So over to you, Deepthi. If you can start off and then we will roll off with the conversation. Before that, I would like to have 1 minute of your time. We know that this is a virtual session, so please keep your videos on and please keep yourself on mute. Listen to Deepthi. If you have any questions, please feel free to use our chat box and we will be more than happy to take them at the end of the session. And that's about it. In case of any technical glitch, please bear with us. We are all here to help out, reach out to you. With that, over to Deepthi for an introduction from your end, and then we will get into the conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Doyle. Thank you for this wonderful introduction. Like you said, anything with Aspire for her is very, very close to my heart, because this is the place where I, really started off with my restart journey, and it was really fruitful. And Aspire for her was like, holding my hand and helping me transform, or, me from being what I was to what I am today. Empowering with not only technical skills, I'll come to it later, but with the other, interpersonal skills, be it communication, or one of the very important thing which Ruchita ma'am again pointed out is to have your, cameras on. See, that's a way of how you are going to, show up. I mean, it's okay unless you have some real issue with your background and all that, but show up, and that gives you that confidence, right? I did start off with all these. So yeah. What I'm coming to is everything from there, right? And then the opportunities that came our way through cohort, and then the placements and all that. And today I just completed 1 year of restarting my career with TCS as an associate consultant. So on August 3rd, I completed 1 year, and I'm so glad that I'm here today. And to be here again, I'm so happy many of you are here today, because I also attended many such sessions, and I was telling my friend Anupama, who's also in this call today, that I also got that courage or hope when I heard people sharing their experience or their journey with me. So yeah, I'm really happy to be here with you all today.
Thank you, Deepthi. I know how happy you are, because on the number of conversations we had before the start of the session, that happiness came across to me and it reached my heart. Now, I wanted to know from you, when for the first time you heard that we are planning a success story from, on you, what was the first thought that crossed your mind?
I was very happy, Doyle, and not happy, thrilled, I should say. And because it is AFH, and I've told this in another forum too. Anything with AFH, I will not say no, and it's almost like a payback, right? From something that I've gained, and then if I could, help someone, not tangible, but sharing my experience, and if it is going to inspire or give someone the courage to start their journey, then it is going to be wonderful. And as a woman, which I strongly believe, and we discussed also, it's like women lift each other. So if there is something that we can do, so I'd be so, I'm so happy to be part of it.
Deepthi, here I'd like to add
Yeah.
to it that, when you did not join the workforce, you also attended a lot of sessions, returning
Right.
success stories as well.
Yeah,
You
true.
must have got inspiration from those women who
Yeah.
were placed at that time, who had inspired you in your journey. And
Yeah.
today you are here as an inspiration to all this, this room full of women who are looking forward to rejoining work and rejoining a career. So
Yeah.
to each one of you who is there, I'd like to just add that today it is Deepthi, tomorrow it will be you in that chair. And you will be in turn, inspiring a lot of women going forward in your journey to come back to the workforce. And that is what Aspire for Her believes in, thrives for, and is working towards day in and day out. My second question to you, Deepthi, is you had a career gap because of motherhood. You have two
Right.
growing children, they're small, and that's the reason, you had a gap. So please share your experience in terms of, your personal learnings, during this period. I'm not talking about the professional ones, but these years of career gap, what did you learn as a person? How have you evolved as a person? So that it also gives a glimpse to the other women who are in the room that we are not whiling away our time just because we are away from work. We are also improving, and there is a process of self-development, self-learning, and experiences with which we come back to the workforce as a rejuvenated and a new person. So what has been your journey like during this 8 years time?
Okay. Almost 9 years. So, see, we all know, like most of us in this room who are mothers, it's a whole package, right? And it is a complete change, because you were a carefree, a free woman doing things um, on your own, for yourself. And then motherhood is beautiful, and it not only changes you physically, right? Emotionally and spiritually too. You kind of overnight you change yourself. You are changed to a different person. Like, it's, I wouldn't say it's of only of responsibilities, but it is very exciting. All the first, right? You are being a mother for the first time, and everything that the baby does for the first time, it's very exciting. And I'm really happy that I took my time off, in the sense I took a break when my daughter was born, and then I could spend time with her and be part of her growing up. Now here again, it is not like, maybe some women might think, okay, now if what if I didn't take a break? No, it's all personal choices, right? In my case, I didn't have a support system. Like I said, the parents and in-laws and everywhere. I live in Bangalore and they were in a different state, and at that point in time I didn't have a good support system, and it was difficult for me to go back to work at that point. So don't think like you have to take a break when you start or you're in motherhood. It's fine if those who have not taken, don't think it wrong. But the journey was wonderful. We've changed, evolved as a person, and then these experiences, right? The lot of changes in me. Like, I was like more self dependent person, and then with motherhood I started leaning on other women for support. Okay, and learning to trust people, and then most importantly with children, it is your instincts. So that is something that you develop once you be a mother, more on your instincts. And then planning, right? We plan when you are not with the children. You can do anything just like that. But when you have kids, So planning your home, your kids, when you travel and everything. So that's something that has, I think, helped us. We know how to, plan and get things done that way. Yeah. And the other thing is getting into that women's group of, that support system. So that really helped me during that time. And I think, see, this is not part of AFH and all that, but as women, which is a topic currently with mental health and all that. So that's something that I've seen around me, women having postpartum depression and things like that, not to a big degree, but small. But then how this peer group can really help. So the times that you're alone, having that peer group or support system, building that around you is something. May not be your parents, but your friends, your neighbors, building that up and survive, not surviving, but you are growing up that way. So that's that's one thing that I want to highlight in my whole journey of motherhood. Yeah.
Wonderful, Dipti. That in a nutshell, showcases that it's not only a time out, but what has been the learning experience during that journey.
Yeah.
So, after that, what made you decide to restart your career? What were the factors, or what had influenced you, or what was the difference? Like, okay, fine, now I have enough time, the children have started their school, and now, it's again time for me to rethink about my career. So what were the factors together which made you decide that this is the right time to get back to the workforce?
Yeah. Like I'm a mother of two children. They're like 11 and 6 now. And motherhood and taking care of children and home and everything was exciting. It was all good. And then at a point, the children start school, right? And then I started feeling a little lost, right? And until then, okay, I was busy with kids, and before that, I was working, let's say 8+ years. So I was working, and then suddenly, I lost my identity. I didn't have anything, and most importantly for me, it was like I didn't have a sense of achievement. Every day, it is that those monotonous things. Of course, I had friends, but still, I didn't have anything exciting me. And the other thing that is about intellectual stimuli, like you work. See, I did development and coding, so you have that stimulation. You feel good when you can do something. So all those started. I mean, I didn't have anything, and then I was looking at things. What would really make me happy? And I uh, thought, I mean, different things. And then I thought, no, getting back to IT, where I always started and what I was doing. And that's when I wanted to, get back.
Okay.
And then there's another factor which, as a woman, I feel it is important as you grow. I mean, I don't know. Earlier, I didn't feel it much, but as I grew older, right, the financial independence is something that's very important. It is not that, there's nobody to take care or nobody is giving you, but when you contribute to it, and it is on your own, right, you feel really good about it. I mean, I didn't feel it when I worked those 8 to 9 years. Initially, it was fine, but as I started growing older, I that gives me an empowerment, that gives me strength. So I really wanted to, come back and be financially independent also. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. I agree totally with you. And so will so many of us, who are present out here. They will also resonate with whatever the reasons you had given. Now, once you had decided that this is it, this is what I want to return back to work, okay? What were the initial challenges and the hurdles you faced in order to
Okay.
get back to workforce?
Yeah. So I wanted to get back, and then see 9 years of, so like around 8 years of break at that point. And I really didn't know what I need to prepare, right? The technologies have changed quite a bit, although Java and these core technologies remain, but still. And then I didn't know, if I having a family, if I can set aside that much time like I used to do earlier. So I tried, I really didn't know what kind of path should I choose, whether it's development or, testing or into something else. So choosing that was very difficult for me. And then you have this fear, right? After so many years, will I be able to learn now, learn something new? Because all those while, although there was learning, but then to take some certification, that you really scared because you've never been doing all that. And yeah, and most important at that point, right? I didn't know about, and most companies didn't even consider your resumes, right? It's only the past couple of years that it's opened up for women restarters. Otherwise, even with any reference or nothing, people look, see, it's 1 or 2 years, it's still okay. With 8+ and 9 years of career break, nobody would even um, look at your resume. And there's no way you could even send your resume out that way. So these were the things. And then, you didn't know what to upskill, right? So you were like in a lost state. Like you want to do it, but you don't know how to go about it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what kind of support you got in, and from what quarters did you get this support from?
Yeah. See, when I really thought about getting back, right? And one thing that's again with most women that happens, we lose most of our work contacts, and all that is lost. So some of us network, but at least I wasn't doing that much of work networking. So I had very less contacts at that point in time. And one thing is. We are a little hesitant to ask for help, or we are shy away from that. Okay, now my maybe my friends are in some organization in this role. How can I go to them and ask like what is happening here, and how can I? So that's something. So getting over that inhibition to ask, to seek help, and learn. And then there wasn't much. So you just Google in and see, which are the companies, and what are they looking at. So that kind of preparation happened. And for me, see, there's something that I believe, and I know most of us, like when you really want something, right, the universe conspires it for you. Paulo Coelho says that. So during that point, VMware, Thara program, they came up with some certifications and all that. So I enrolled for that, but even though they were giving us, free vouchers and all that, you were really scared at first. What if I lose? I mean, it's okay. So that is something that I want to tell you all, that it's okay even if you don't clear it the first time. That's okay, but take a plunge, okay? And that's something, unless you take that first plunge, right, you will not do anything. So it's okay even if we fail, have courage. And this was during the COVID phase, and I was home, and I finished all three. So that gave me the real confidence of, again, you are getting older, so you can study, you can clear. So that gave me the real confidence. And then came AFH. So AFH was that complete package for me, like the technical skills, and more than that, like I told you, the soft skills. Like to you all, right? Uh, I don't know. There's so many technical courses. Along with that, the ones, first and foremost that benefited me much was creating a LinkedIn, profile, and that also helped me in networking and connecting with people and learning. So that was something that I got through. And then interviewing, the help, that how to face an interview as a restarter. That's difficult, because the kind of questions they ask you is not what they ask a normal person, right? In our batch of the AWS cohort, they were like, so when are you planning your next child? I mean, these questions need not be asked, right? And then you don't know how to react, and why would somebody be asking you this kind of questions? And if you have another child who will be supporting you, see, from an employer's perspective, they don't want us to leave. But as a woman, so when they start asking you things like that, now who will take care of your kids? I mean, these questions are not asked to other people, even men, restart after a break, and they don't ask you who is there to take care of your children, or so there was always sessions like this, so you were prepared, right? And networking and how to pitch in, right? How to create a proper resume. So those who are listening to me, don't miss any of these sessions. You might think, okay, I would have heard it, but there'll be at least one point that it'll really help you. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going in a different direction
No,
altogether, but
absolutely not. Because
yeah.
after listening to you, one thought just crossed my mind. I wanted to really ask you, how is that you projected this 8-year gap in your resume?
Well, I and all these, right? After I joined AFH, we had these programs, recruitments happening specifically, just like the job fair that we are having for women restarters. So I didn't specifically write, except for one organization where I wrote in a cover letter that this is my experience, and I took a break for child care and maternity and all that, and that was fine. So the others, they knew we had a break, and so I highlighted more on my experience rather than putting up something like a break. I didn't specifically put okay, I was on a career break, because I showed my experience from start date to end date. I didn't specifically tell them that, but that would be known. And but I elaborated more on the skills that I upskilled, the certifications that I took. So that was what, and then the places that I applied, right? They were specifically for women restarters. Even TCS, there was a small, period where they had this rebegin program, and that's when I got in. So they knew that I was a restarter.
So the program within the organization helped you to, also to certain extent, that you need not explain why the break and, for how long you have been on break and things like that. That's what, yes.
Yeah, I didn't. But see, this is when I send out my resume. But then when we have interviews, right, I just tell them, see, I work from, see, I have this many years of experience, and this, see, that there's no hiding there. And we can be proud of our break. There's absolutely no problem. You can be really honest with it, and no hiding there. Because, see, hiding is something that we should not do. Be proud of the break that we took. That's fine. See, that's something that I realized after that. The life experience that we have, right? It over the years. See, nothing compares to that. So you've evolved as a different person. So today, I have more maturity than who I was that so many years. And you can see that. See, now I joined an organization, and they treat me that way. So it's not because you have to showcase, but you automatically you evolve into that person. So don't be worried about your break, but you have to tell them that this is, I had a break, and what all upskilling I did, how I grew up as a person, and what you have upskilled yourself with, and what you can contribute, right? You need to highlight all your strengths. So basically, if it is your technical skills, or basically your resume should highlight your strengths, right? So what you did during that time, it doesn't matter whether you did something technical. See, I come from a technical background, so it's not all about the technical skills. You were part of organizing something, so highlight all your strengths there. So even when you have an interview, bring out those points.
Absolutely, absolutely. Deepthi, one more thing. One of our conversations, you mentioned that one of the apprehensions was also that, once you get into the organization, what kind of interactions you will be having, and you would be reporting maybe to a junior who is not at that level when you had left the organization earlier.
Yeah.
So, as a returnee, we all have this whole bucket of apprehensions, fear factors, what may happen, what may fail, what may not work, and things like that. So if you can throw some light on how it was once you entered the organization, the difference between what you thought and what was the reality. Was
Yeah.
it what did it match with what you thought? or was it a completely different picture after you entered the workspace?
Yeah. So honestly, again, this was a fear that I also had, right? Like um, I have to return after like 8 to 9 years, and everything would have changed, and I would be going and work. I mean, I would have to be, like you said, working with people much younger than me. And the one thing that worried me was if I'll be able to cope up with everything, right? The changes that's happening in the team and learn faster. Although you gave these certifications and you are confident, but still with the changes in a project, and if I'll be able to deliver on time, and even the conversations, right? If I can fit into that group. So I had these fears, but see, now there's a lot of awareness about women returnees, and most, I would say, most of the organizations are really supportive. um, so that's something that none of you should have that fear, right? And one thing is, you should have, you prepare and upskill yourself, that you have the knowledge, and knowledge gives you the power, right? So in my case, that's the strength, or that's where I I felt better. See, you have knowledge, and you have upskill, then there is nothing. Once you're there, right, you can perform, and I would say not better, but you are on par with people of with no breaks, and you can really do and have that confidence. It's only that. And people are very supportive. I'm in TCS now, and I have a wonderful team, and I lead a team of 13 people, and it's been wonderful so far. So people, team and organizations, and the HRs, they are all very supportive. So there's a lot of encouragement. The team understands that you're returning, so they start slow, they give you time, and um, I think those fears were unfounded. They were not really needed. Yeah.
Yes. So, there we are, a lot of people, once we decide that, it's time for entering or re-entering the workforce, we have a lot of apprehensions. So what we would request you is that please set those apprehensions aside and don't miss out on any of the opportunities that knock your door. Because that is the fear of rejection should not be, a criteria whether you should apply or whether you should not apply. It should not even feature in your, set of thoughts. With that, I would request Deepthi, any specific advice from your experience of the 9 years gap you had and the 1 year of, entering back to the workforce, and you have just completed on 3rd of August, that 1 year. Any specific advice you have for the R2W community who are looking forward to coming back to the professional journey?
Yeah, first of all, you have that mindset that you are going to, enter the workforce, and have a plan, right? Like, plan yourself. Maybe the next 2 months I'm going to upskill myself with technical, or whichever, industry you are in, you will upskill. And then the soft skills, and you plan yourself, like in the after the 3rd month I'll start applying. And then, so have a plan, and be really positive about it. I mean, will I mean, there will be definitely, like, what do you say, like, failures. You might give an interview, and then you won't clear it, and you don't have to take it like it is because of you. You're learning, and each interview, this is not, and TCS was not my first interview. They were the ones that I gave, and some I didn't fare well technically, and then I knew, okay, these were the things that I had to improve on. And then there were things like the interpersonal skills, so I worked on those. So don't think, the first interview doesn't go well, and you don't have to fear that rejection. Also, go ahead and give. First of all, having that faith, and then have that consistency every day. Like, spend some time upskilling yourself, right? So learning, that's the key. You need to, whichever industry you are, upskill with the technologies that you need. Don't lose hope. And then another thing, with me also, you prepare your family and people around you. So in my case, I don't know, I got a chance, I mean, to attend the cohort. So just before that, I had prepared my family that, this many hours I would be spending for myself, right? The me time, my classes, and the time. So I worked around that. So I finished all the chores at home before that, or planned it for later. And the kids also. See, it's a little difficult because you were doing all this for them all the while, and then you suddenly change. So prepare them for it first, and that really helped me when I started working. So they knew, this many hours, you know. A mother is not available at home, or I'm not there, so they also learn to adapt and work around it. So that's something. Otherwise, after some time, you'll have that guilt feeling, oh, I am not doing things. So slowly start preparing people around you now itself, before you really get back to work. So have a schedule for yourself. And other thing, we just like how we adapt, like uh, anywhere you are in an organization, you adapt, the family also will uh, adapt. So yeah, preparing people around you is also one important thing. Yeah.
How did you how did you face the rejections? Because it must be, you had appeared for few interviews and then TCS happened. It was TCS wouldn't have been the first organization where you just appeared and you applied and you got through and you entered. So what was your journey? How did you face the rejection? And then what made you again realize that, okay, fine, I will set aside this particular episode and then, move on to the next one. So what has been that process like?
Um, See, for me, what really helped me with this journey was the peer group. Okay. With AFH, we had so many women on a similar journey. So that kind of gives you that camaraderie and that hope, right? There are so many people in this together. So, and we had this cohort, and we were a group of women with a similar journey. And we used to, call each other just before the interviews and after that. So that kind of helped, right? So uh, okay, that's one way of processing it. And second, I was prepared. Okay, you prepare yourself. See, this is not the last organization that's available, right? There are a lot more, and in any city for now, and lot more and more organizations are open to women restarters, right? More of inclusivity, and a lot of them. So this is not the last organization, and so you don't have to think of that way. Okay, the first one is like a stepping stone, or you're learning how to even see. The first interview is very difficult. After, see, I just worked in two organizations. First was Infosys, and then IBM. That And after like so many years, I've never given another interview. And you can imagine the fear of facing people also, right? So have that in your mind. It's okay, I'm just learning. So prepare yourself first, and then build up a support system like a peer group. That really helps us as women, right? We uplift each other. So there's someone we could talk, share, and then they will give you an idea. No, this is how you should have answered this, or this is how you should have, you get, we can read about it, but it's not like when you discuss in a group, and then you know how to really present it the next time. So this really helped me with my interview preparations. Yeah.
And Deepthi, what has been the difference like before joining the workforce and after joining the workforce as a person? Where do you find yourself? What have been the difference like in this 1 year and the past 9 years, what you had spent at home?
Okay. I'm more, I can say I'm a more confident person now. And there is a sense of achievement, right? I am doing something, and I feel more empowered. Really, I feel empowered, and that gives me more strength. Like I can do more things, right? See, at one point, right, I had withdrawn too much. It was like a cocoon, like my own small little world. And today, now I start going to office, right? I meet people. So your world also, it widens. So you are again growing up as a person. So it is very important for women to, be out there, explore the world, and be what you want to be. It's not that you are at home, you don't, but there's a whole new world out there when you work. And yeah, I feel more empowered now.
That comes across, that is showing, and we are so very happy for you, Deepthi.
Yeah.
And my last question before we move into the audience chat box, they have put a few questions out there which we will take up.
Okay.
What are your long-term plans in terms of your career?
Okay, this is something that I started. Learning is like lifelong, and there is no full stop to it. So, depending on how you, what stream or how you want it to be. So there is this AWS solutions architect certification that I want to do, and go technically also. And along with that, on the kind of work I do, it's like a lead. So um, I would want to, do more on that, like PMP, and then there's Scrum Master and those certifications, and grow in both ways. It's, yeah. So that's on the technical and work front of it. Yes.
Wow, wow. Deepthi, let's move on to the chat box. Kanchan has asked us that how much time you took to upskill yourself and then crack an interview, and how did you get to the TCS opportunity? How did you come across the TCS opportunity? I think that's what she meant.
Okay. See, upskilling in my case, I had this whole COVID period, and I used that time very well in, those VMware certifications, and then I could get the AWS cohort through AFH, and so that happened. And so it depends on how much time you can afford to spend, right? So if your break isn't like very much like mine, 2 or 3 years, so you have the skill that you've worked on, you need to brush up on that, and learn a couple of new. It's not like you need to know everything about a particular technology. You need to know. So don't get worried that I need to know everything. All that is expected is you should know a lot of things. A jack of all works most of the time. So that, and second, about how I got to know networking. So that's something that I learned and I practiced after I uh, started thinking about getting back to work. LinkedIn helps. See, there's some small things which I didn't take up, but you can simply search returnees, and then there are a lot of people, lot of organization post internships. You can post internship for returnees. So and then you have your friends. So start networking. You make friends, your old friends. Don't be hesitant to ask. So I had one of my old friends in TCS, and she told me there's this program and you apply. And at that point, TCS had that window open only for 2 weeks or so. And I was, I could apply it at that time, and I could get through. So networking is the key, and don't be hesitant to apply. Okay, you get it, it's good. If not, it's the next one. So now we have, like Ruchita ma'am was saying, we have a job fair, and there are 5 or 6 organizations. Don't be hesitant. Apply everywhere, and and you would have all had the sessions on resume preparation. So you tweak a little to suit that job description. In the sense, I'm not saying to bluff or anything, but the way how you can put up your strengths in that way, and attend all the interviews. See, even if you don't get, you attend one, you really learn out of it. So go out there and show up for and those in Bangalore must go and show up. See, it always you will always learn. And this Joel, I mean, maybe I'm taking time, but quickly, see,
No,
this
no.
is what we did when we were freshers. So we used to have this CV in hand, we used to be, I was in Bangalore, we used to be going to each and every organization, and any test for the freshers, right? We used to simply go and write, and we didn't get through the ones that we gave initially, but at least we knew how it was, how the technical interviews happened, how the aptitude tests happen, and there is always learning. So, don't wait for one company that you always dreamed about. There's nothing. TCS was never in my mind. I was open to anything. So it is that way. So be open and start applying, have a good network. And see, Joel, again, I want to stress on this. And now through AFH, right, you're getting all the opportunities. You don't have to go on your own, and also not even you have to network by yourself. Everything is, brought to you, right?
Yes.
So make the best out of it. Yeah.
Just need to have the proper mindset.
Yeah,
That,
correct.
yes,
Yeah.
we are there to do a lot for you, but that mindset part, you need to take care of yourself, and you have to have that with you. And then we will walk this journey together. Uh, Deepthi, one more question which is there on the chat box is that the role you are playing, you have already briefed on that. What certifications did you take during your break period?
Um, See, like I told you, but the VMware certifications, but it didn't really help me much. And then, see, none of what I did helped me. That's why I'm telling you, you can have a lot of skills. So I was again interviewed for my uh, old experience of 9 years of Java experience. I was interviewed. See, that's something that I see even in TCS now. You do a lot of new skills, but with experience, I would still suggest you brush up on your relevant experience, right? So if you worked in Java, brush up on Java, do some of cloud courses, or stick to one. So that's something that helped. And I was actually recruited for a Java developer role, and then I joined the team, and there was a requirement for a lead role, and because of my experience, and they asked me to take that up, and I was okay, because after a point, it's okay, you can really do well in any of the roles. So yeah.
Meja is asking that does TCS conducts interviews for returnees at regular intervals? Is it an
No,
annual?
no, I don't see that, because after that I checked for a couple of my friends, but they were not open. And even now there is a freeze
On
for, yeah.
okay.
So yeah.
So, Jency is asking, after restarting the career, how do you manage work and kids at the same time?
Yeah.
How do you balance?
Yeah.
Both?
See, like I said, I started this a little earlier, right? Um, Earlier, like setting my time. So there was this time set for myself, and it's a little difficult, to be honest, in the sense sometimes my work and the calls, and they stretch, and then I don't have much time. So um, you have to plan things around it, right? Like take a break somewhere in the evening. See, now today I had this, and I stepped out at 5, so 5 to 7, and then later I joined. So I take that time to be with kids, help them with your school, in the work and all that. So plan it accordingly. It's not very easy, I'll definitely tell you, but everybody will adapt to it, right? Children will adapt, your family, your husband, and everybody will adapt. So it is you who drive it. If you want it to happen, right, you can get it your way. So yeah.
Anyone else would like to ask anything more to Deepthi? Okay, we have another question. I'm from HR background with 2 years of experience and have a career gap of 6 years. So my question is, how do I upskill myself? It is coming from Yamuna. Yamuna, you can also check out what kind of certifications are there in terms of HR, okay? Where, it will help you to upskill yourself. There are various skill sets which are required for an HR professional. HR is a vast field. If you have anything specific in mind, like comp and ben or recruitment or performance appraisal or training and development, you can look into that. and see what more you can learn on that field, and then you can take it up accordingly and set forth from there on. So that is there.
Yeah. Thank you, Doyle.
Okay. So, Deepthi, people are asking for your LinkedIn profile. I think that is, for you to put it in the chat box. If you can put your
Okay,
LinkedIn
let me
profile
see.
for people to connect.
Yeah. See, my full name is Deepthi Joy.
Yes.
And working in TCS, so you should be able to search for that. I don't have the link handy. Well, let me
So
see.
it's okay. You can search for her, Deepthi Joy TCS, and I think she has a beautiful name and it's a very special name. So there would be only one Deepthi Joy, and you would be able to connect with her. You send her the request and she will accept it.
Yeah,
There is one more question. What exactly you search for Returnee on LinkedIn? Deepthi,
yeah. See, the internships, you just type Returnee and you will get a lot of, see, whenever somebody posts it, right? So um, it's like internships for, or returnship. Yeah, you can type returnship programs for women. Yeah, that, and see, you build your network of a lot of people, so that people would be posting something, right? And the different organizations also would be posting. See, if I'm not taking much time, I just want to tell you the power of LinkedIn. So we in TCS, there are freshers who join and they take time to get placed. So internally, it is going to take time because projects keep interviewing them and not what they want. And so I heard about this guy. He went out to LinkedIn, searched for TCS employees, and then he started checking, I am from this location and I'm looking for a project. And he got it, connected through someone, and he got placed in a project much before how, internally the others got placed. So it's a powerful tool. So you can that's how you network. So you can, that's what that colleague did. So that's how you can. So returnship programs or internships, or openings for women returnees, you can search on those tags.
Deepthi, I think we are coming to the end of the session. Before that,
Yeah.
quickly, take a couple of more questions.
Yeah, sure.
Did you apply for any cloud roles after you have done with your AWS restart program? That's what the question is.
Cloud program? No, I did my AWS restart and I got this CCP certification. And the project I'm currently working is also cloud based, although I'm not technically involved. So does that answer? I didn't do any.
Yes, I think it does. She wanted to know, how the dots are connected.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm in a project with the cloud. Yeah.
Okay. So the other question is, I don't have IT experience. I have some BPO and teaching experience. Can I still get a breakthrough into IT?
Yeah. Yes, but see, I don't know, through these kind of returnship programs where organizations will take you and train, because from my cohort batch, right, there were people who were lecturers and from other job areas, and they were trained by organizations like Capgemini and all. So you can always make entry into IT. Yes.
Okay. Please mute yourself. Whoever is there, please kindly mute yourself. Okay.
I see a question from Deepa. Yeah.
You want to? Okay, fine. Please take it.
Yeah, about mentorship. Okay, that's something that I didn't talk about, Doya. AFH offers mentors, and that's one thing again. You can choose your mentors, and I spoke to a mentor from Kolkata, and see that's one point. And she looked at my resume and she said, "Look, see, I was not prepared to even apply, or I was just starting off." And then she's like, you have a wonderful resume. Why are you waiting? Just brush up on these and start applying. Okay. So that gave me that boost and confidence. Okay. I don't look bad after 9 years, right? I mean, my profile don't look bad. Or so mentorship is something again, AFH offers, and make good use of it. So and there are, right?
There are
For
near
all,
about 200 mentors for all of you. You can go through the mentor's profile, visit our website, and ask for a session. And there will be a one-to-one session with the mentor. You can take help of that resource to get yourself, to get an insight into this, in your journey from the mouth of the experts, because they are all achievers in their own rights. We are 1 minute away from ending the session, Deepthi, and I'm
yeah.
so happy. I don't have words to express that I could connect with you at this level. I could talk to you and, listen to your story, get inspired myself. I think all the, women who are in this room, they will also take this inspiration away after they come to the end of the session. We wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Oh my God. Okay. The kid is out there. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And we also would, ask you to keep your association alive and rocking with AFH. This
Yes.
is a life's bond. We always say that AFH is not an organization. Madhura always tells us that it's an emotion. And
Right.
we believe in that, and we thrive towards it, and we, take that thought in our hearts and we move ahead. Before I end this session, I'd request each one of you to apply in our upcoming job fair. Parisha has already put the link in the uh, chat box. You can also find the link in all our LinkedIn posts in our social media outreach. Please go and apply. For people who are in Bangalore, please visit the job fair on 9th. The location and everything is given out there, and you can meet a lot many of us whom you are accustomed to seeing online, on screen, and in black boxes. So a lot of team members are personally going to the Bangalore job fair, including Madhura and Ruchita. So you would be able to meet them in person. And not to I should not forget mentioning that Nidja will be there. And you know how inspiring her sessions are for the returnee community. She will be taking, in person a session in online. Along with that, we have host of other sessions also lined up. Organizations representatives will be there. Please go talk to them, speak to them, find out the opportunities which are there. And you never know, the next hot seat where Deepthi is right now may be that of yours. So with that, we have come to the end of today's session. We wish you all a very best in your job hunt, and Aspire for Her is always there holding your hand in this journey. Thank you. Have a very good evening. Thank you once again.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thank
Deepthi. Thank
you,
you,
Doyle.
Doyle.
I'll just conclude it with, something that I saw on UN Women side. Women, you are worthy, smart, capable, powerful, and you're not alone. So, yeah, here we have AFH holding your hands. So, be bold and go ahead with your journey. Best wishes to everyone. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doyle.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.